Hi everyone, welcome to stampinggala.com. Today I'm going to show you how to create this cute little box, which I like to refer to as a pizza box with a peekaboo window. I have four Tealight candles in here, and I originally created this last Thursday for my Facebook Live presentation. If you'd like to join me on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me on my Facebook page at Stampin' Gala Stampers Group. Click on the Join Now button and I'll approve you promptly. So we're going to go ahead and get this started with this project, and also on my channel I will have my other two projects that I made on Thursday, this cute little 6x6 purse as well as this greeting card. Okay, so let me bring in my scorer, and all my sizes will be listed on my blog at stampinggala.com under the project sheets. You can go ahead and download them right to your computer and save them so you have them. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do, this is a 5 3/8 by 9 3/4. So on the short side, we're going to score it at 1 and 4 3/8. Turn it on the long side, and we're going to score it at 1, 4 3/8, 5 3/8, and 8 3/4. Okay, let's grab our bone folder, and we're going to burnish on all the score lines. One of the questions I get a lot is, how do you know which direction to fold it? I like the valley on the outside. You can try it both ways and see which way you like the best, but that's the way I like it. Okay, so now we're going to do some cutting, some trimming, and all the score lines on this side we're going to cut up. In the smaller tab, we're going to just give it a little angle. So straight up on the side that is the long portion, and just give it a little angle on the smaller tab. And we're going to repeat this on the opposite side. Just turn it around here and do the same thing. I must have a little bit of adhesive stuck on my scissors because it's making the cardstock stick a little bit. Now, if you like this video, please make sure that you click like, and while you're at it, if you're not yet a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my blog, and then click the button, the bell button right next to it, and you'll get an update every time that I upload a new video. Okay, so now we have a piece of Whisper White that is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, and a piece of DSP. This is from our All My Love DSP pack, and this is 3 by 3. So let's go ahead and just adhere the two of these together. Now what we're going to do is we need to cut a circle in the center of this as well as the center here. But the big shot won't go through, the die won't go through all three. So we're going to do this one first, and then we'll come back and do that one. Okay, so what I'm using here is the layering circle dies, and I have this one right here. Okay, so let's bring this in. We'll lay this down and get it as best centered as possible. And that looks pretty good. So we'll just put the plate on top and run it through. Okay, so this will pop right out. You can save this piece for another project, maybe just a background for a sentiment. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put this right on here before we even put the box together. So this time we're going to just use a little bit of glue. And I'm using glue so it can be a little flexible and move it around just a tiny bit. Now, if your paper that you're using is a pattern paper that has a definite up and down pattern, you want to make sure you get it in the right direction when you put this on. Okay, so we'll bring this back in, and this time we're going to take the same die and we're just going to lock it into place here. And you can feel it locking right in. And this time we're just going to run this through, and that'll cut out the cardstock portion. Okay, so this should pop right out, which it does. Oops. All right, now in addition to that, I have a piece of a window sheet. Now this window sheet is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and all I'm going to do is put glue dots here in the corners. And the reason for that is we want to make sure that this portion has a see-through cover. We don't want it completely open because if you have treats in there, they can fall out. In this case, we're using some candles. All right, so flip this over and just put this directly inside the box top, and it should fit perfectly. So now you have that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add some tear-in tape on each of the tabs. So just like, oops, just stick it down. And I like to go from top to bottom with this because how the angle is, it fits it perfectly. These boxes work up very quickly, and if you're doing craft shows or an event that you need a favor, you can actually do them this far and then just keep them flat until you're ready to put your treats in it, so you can be ahead of the game. Okay, so we're going to take these two portions, the top off, and it will create the lid. So we're just going to bring it forward to the corner. Same thing here. Okay, now these four will fold into the box, and it creates the bottom of the box. Sometimes the hardest thing is getting the top of the tape off. Okay, so again, fold this forward. Bring in the sides up to create the bottom of the box. Last one here. You just want to make sure they're flush on the corners. Get this out of the way. Okay, so now our candles can drop in here perfectly sized, and then close the box. All right, so we're bringing our powdered pink ruffled ribbon and create a bow. So we're just going to tie this around. and tie a pretty little bow on the corner here. Now this will fit cookies or any kind of chocolate treats. So you can use this size for a number of different things. You don't have to just put candles in it. There. And then trim off the ends. And we're just about done. We just have to do a little bit of stamping to create the flower. So because this is a photopolymer stamp set, we're using our Stampin' Pierce mat. We're going to use this flower right here. And we just need a piece of Whisper White, our stamp, and then we need our ink pad. And we're using Flirty Flamingo. And this is a distinctive stamp. So I'm going to stamp a couple of them since I have room, so I can use it for another project. Alright, so let me get my big shot back in here. Oh, and let me show you the die we're using. This time we're using the Lovely Flowers. This does bundle with the stamp set just until June 3rd. After that, they're available still, but you have to buy them separately and you don't save the 10%. All right, so we'll put this on here and goes just like that. I always try to look for a point, and then it makes it that much easier. Okay. Move this out of the way. All right, we'll bring the project back in. And now, instead of putting the dimensional on the back of the flower, we're going to put it right here just to make sure certain it doesn't end up on the window itself. Okay, so we're going to put this on like that. Then I also ran, let me show you this. I ran one of these in Seafoam Green, Soft Seafoam, and this one in Whisper White. So we're just going to trim this off. And you don't have to be really careful. There. So it looks like that. Now this time, I think I'm going to use a glue dot. Put that right there. I also ran some powdered pink flowers, which are from this die right here. And I have the largest one. And again, this is going to be adhered with a glue dot. And it's just going to cover up that portion right there. Okay, here's a little soft seafoam. We'll clip off the end here. Maybe I'll put a little bit of glue, tiny bit of glue on here. Oops, just kind of slide it in there. And one last thing, we're going to add a pearl to the center. Now I have glue stuck to my fingers, so the pearls are sticking. Well, I'll just see if I can use this one. Okay, so there you go. Here is your project. Looks like that. And then just so you know, I do have a video already on my YouTube page for this cute little 6x6 purse. And very shortly, I will be adding the greeting card that finishes off the set. I do have sending prayers here, but you can turn that into just about any sentiment that you want. So anyway, with that, I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you visit my blog quite often at stampinggala.com. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.